Hello. Tell the others. What? Brought you some chocolate-covered cherries.
Oh, thanks.
You can have them later. I hear you turned down a nice swim with Ivan Craig.
Well, two's company, three's a crowd, you know.
And it isn't fun being alone, is it? Oh, sweetheart. Just give Dusty a little time. He just needs time to think things through.
He's been doing a lot more than thinking, believe me.
It isn't easy, I know. You know, at your age, everything changes. One minute you're up, the next minute you're down. I know how it is.
I'll say.
Well, if ever there's anything you want to talk about with me, anytime, just you remember that I'm here. I've got lots of cherries.
Okay, thanks. Thanks a lot. I'll be downstairs to help you with supper in a minute. This is going to ruin my appetite. That's okay.
Remember something else. I love you. And that will never change. I promise you that.
I'm going to keep you to that promise, okay?
Okay.
Meg. Oh, Dusty, why'd you have to sleep with Meg? Oh, Holden, why'd you have to change? Why are things so crazy?
Meg?
This place gets more beautiful every time I see it. That goes for you too, lady.
Oh, Mr. Montgomery, such flattery. You're going to turn my head.
Now, I was dreading this afternoon with Sierra Antonio, and then it just didn't turn out the way I thought it would.
No?
Something happened that made it different than what I expected.
What?
You.
I'm glad.
Me too. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart.
Should do it. I like doing business with you.
We aim to please.
Oh, gosh, if you really aim to please, would you do something before you go to L.A.? Call Ed Brewster, tell him to get off his butt and call in those mortgages on the Snyder farm.
I think I'll leave that to you.
No. You haven't forgotten our agreement.
Speaking of agreements, I had Sheldon draw this up. It's all legal and binding, and I think it's self-explanatory.
Well, I'll show it to Ambrose in the morning, all right, and get back to you.
I don't think...
Why are you dragging your feet about the Snyder farm?
I don't think Ambrose needs to look at this. It's just a simple statement saying you owe me an additional $3 million on the completion of the tower. Sign.
You're stark raving mad.
Sign.
I mean, you've gone round the bend.
Sign.
I will not.
Or I'll drive out to that mortgaged Snyder farm and tell your precious Lily that Iva's her real mother.
Anyway, Chris was determined to just once surprise Nancy on her birthday. Well, it was all arranged, a big party at our house. We were all sworn to secrecy.
And then that night you showed up at our doorstep. You were sure that he'd forgotten your birthday because Chris had walked out of the house that morning and not mentioned it. And then you walked in the house and you saw all the decorations.
Oh, I remember, and I was so touched I cried, but I still didn't know where Chris was.
Oh.
But later, the party was in full swing. Chris called from the office. He was really worried. He'd been trying to get Nancy at home. No answer.
He not only only forgot your birthday, you forgot the whole party that he planned.
I was with him in court, and he wandered around all day saying he had his calendar marked with something, but he couldn't remember.
I think it's the only time I can remember his ever forgetting something that was important to his family.
That's the truth. You know, he was always interested in whatever we were into, right?
Yeah, usually trouble.
Heaven help all of us if we didn't appreciate all of the accomplishments of his 3 children.
Yeah, but he never forgot to tell us when we were wrong, right, Mom?
I had such a wonderful talk with him right after Christina was born.
Oh, well, I know. He was always supportive of all of us. He sat me down after the trial, insisted I should put the whole nightmare behind me and get on with the business of having our little baby.
Oh, we are blessed. Twice blessed. Kim and Bob are going to give us a new little Hughes baby, and Don and Mary have given us Christina.
And a beauty she is.
And life goes on.
Thrice blessed, Grandma. Oh! You can expect another little baby Hughes around the end of January.
You finally got it
Listen, son, that's terrific. Wait a minute now. If we have a boy, Christopher is our name, right? Okay.
Well, if it's a boy, I think it could be named after another wonderful man, Thomas Christopher Hughes, Jr.
And if it's a girl, well, I guess she'll be stuck with Margot's middle name.
What is Margot?
I don't have a middle name.
Wouldn't Chris have loved this to be a great-grandfather? To see his family all together like this, laughing and happy. A remarkable living memory to a remarkable man.
I said no.
Oh, you can't give me that.
I will never forgive you. I will never forgive you.
I think we ought to go on the set. You can always get things for the rest.
Need a helping hand. I will understand. Always, always. Days may not be fair. Always. That's when I'll be there. Always. Not for just an hour. Not for just a day. Not for just a year. But always.
Only one Nancy in the whole wide world for me.
Not for just an hour, not for just a day, not for just a year, but always.